A crystalline lattice solidifies in your left lung at 8:07 a.m. It starts as a single, perfect, colorless cube where your alveoli once were. The structure is born from your 9:15 a.m. conference call lie, the one about your progress on the Q4 report you haven't opened. Your inhalation cuts short. The cube's facets shear through soft tissue, drawing the first sharp, wet lines of pain. Your coffee mug trembles on the kitchen counter. Your next breath forces the cube against your rib, splintering the cartilage with a sound like cracking ice. This is not a metaphor. Your lies are now geometry. The weave begins at the cellular level. The white lie you told your partner about liking the new curtains manifests as a fine fibrous mesh around your small intestine. It cinches tight, a biological corset. Your stomach acid pools against it. The fibromyalgia you invented to get out of a gym membership crystallizes into jagged, glassy spurs along your spine. They grind against your vertebrae with every heartbeat. Your body becomes a museum of your own deceptions. The forged doctor's note from last year precipitates as a cold metallic plaque over your liver. Your cells fracture around these foreign architectures. Your biology is now a contested site. Density dictates form. The throwaway insult you muttered under your breath last week, claiming your neighbor's dog was ugly, condenses into a dense obsidian pebble in your salivary gland. It abrades your tongue. The profound, career-defining lie about your credentials, the one you built your life upon, exerts more gravitational pull. It assembles not within you, but around you. A scaffold of translucent quartz erupts from your office chair, fusing to the plaque on your liver. It encases your torso in a grotesque, personalized monument. You are becoming your own statue. The phenomenon is not personal. It is particulate. Every spoken untruth in human history achieves physical mass simultaneously. In Tokyo, a politician's denial of a scandal erupts as a spire of black basalt through the roof of the Diet building. In a suburban living room, a child's lie about finishing homework coalesces into a chalky, porous rock on the living room carpet, crushing the fibers beneath. The global atmosphere fills with a fine, glittering dust, the particulate matter of a billion minor fibs, white lies, and omitted truths. It refracts the sunlight into blinding, chaotic patterns. Communication satellites, their signals now traveling through a medium of solidified deceit, start to fail. The internet becomes a crystal lattice itself, a frozen web of dead links and petrified data. This is the paradox of perfect truth. As the world petrifies, absolute honesty becomes the only viable state of matter. To speak is to risk architecture. Silence becomes the new sound. But the silence is not empty. It is pressurized. The unspoken lies, the thoughts you never voiced, begin to nucleate in the fluid of your inner ear. A low-frequency hum, the audio signature of suppressed resentment, vibrates your tympanic membrane. Your own withheld anger becomes a tangible, sonic weapon against yourself. The atmosphere hardens. The collective historical lies of humanity, denials of genocides, forged treaties, manipulated data, form the stratosphere's new ceiling. A 30-kilometer thick shell of variegated stone, shot through with veins of fool's gold and compressed propaganda, seals the planet. The sky turns the color of a deep, permanent bruise. All air traffic ceases. The sound barrier is now a literal, physical barrier. The last sonic boom is the sound of the final jet shearing its wings against a sheer cliff face of solidified Cold War rhetoric. Your kitchen window wouldn't just crack. The pressure wave from a distant city's foundational lie collapsing would travel through the crystallized air as a visible shock front, a wall of shattering diamond. It would turn the eggs on your counter into a fused ceramic plate, their yolks frozen in mid-splash. Your neighbor's shouted lie across the fence becomes a localized hailstorm of razor-sharp cubic ice in their own backyard. The delivery driver's false "be right there" text generates a slow-growing amber tumor around his steering wheel, fusing his hands to the polyurethane. Domestic life becomes forensic engineering. You learn to navigate your home by the new mineral deposits. The path to the bathroom is a canyon eroded between the quartz of your tax evasion and the marble of your fabricated family history. You drink water filtered through the porous limestone of your exaggerated childhood stories. It tastes of chalk and regret. The planet's crust buckles under the cumulative mass. Tectonic plates, already strained, now bear the literal weight of every broken promise ever made. Subduction zones clog with the dense metallic slag of political betrayals. Volcanoes erupt, but their lava is viscous and glittering, cooling into landscapes of sharp, fantastic forms. Mountain ranges of pride and vanity thrust upward, shearing through existing geography. Coastlines are redrawn by the tides of liquid glass that once were oceans, now superheated by the insulating, crystalline sky. Human social architecture disintegrates faster than the physical. Currency, a shared fiction, turns to brittle, worthless shale and pockets. Borders, imaginary lines defended with lies, become canyons of razor wire crystal. A handshake, if based on a hidden agenda, might fuse two people at the palm, a permanent, painful sculpture of bad faith. The very concept of a secret becomes a physical object, a leaden, toxic knot growing in the dark space where it's kept. Your own body is a lost cause. The lattice in your lung has propagated. Your circulatory system is now a series of delicate, glass capillaries. They are beautiful under light. They are also incapable of flexing. Your next pulse sends a crimson crack shooting up your jugular vein. Your heart, encased in the quartz of your greatest self-deception, has one final beat. It is a percussive, ringing tone, like a stone dropped down a deep well. Total crystallization is not an event. It is a phase transition. The planet's core, its rotation slowed by the crustal imbalances, finally ceases. The magnetic field collapses. Solar radiation, unimpeded, strikes the crystalline atmosphere, which refracts and focuses it into a billion lethal beams. The surface becomes a kaleidoscope of death rays. What isn't incinerated is flash vitrified. Forests become frozen groves of crystal. Cities become intricate, fossilized dioramas of panic caught mid-motion. The final statement is made by the last human, not with words, but with a thought. A pure, unadulterated truth they'd never dared to acknowledge. It manifests not as a crystal, but as a perfect empty sphere of vacuum in the center of the hardening atmosphere. A bubble of nothingness in a universe of solid lies. For a millisecond it hangs there. A flawless, silent negation. Then the structural integrity of the crystal planet fails. The sphere of truth creates a fault line. The compressive stress of a reality built entirely on false geometries finds its release point. The world doesn't explode. It shatters. It undergoes a catastrophic, instantaneous cleavage along every crystalline plane formed from every lie ever told. The planet becomes a brief, expanding cloud of glittering dust, silent in the vacuum. A monument so vast it could only be seen from another star, and so fragile it could never be touched. Just dust now. Interesting. If you enjoyed this, like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.